everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Rewatch and Review here on the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here to talk about Airplane 2, the sequel. Yes, the sequel, not the first one. I didn't rewatch and review the first one. I might do that for like Hollywood Boulevard podcast or Film Freaks or something like that. This is the lesser movie, and understandably why. This is not that great. It does have its moments. Uh, so I remember watching this movie years ago for the first time, and I think I watched it on VHS, and I got bored with it. It's not the biggest problem with the movie is just the jokes feel overdone. Like they were already you know all the jokes and everything is so already like if you watched Airplane 1 and then you watched Airplane 2 right after, you'd be like having deja vu. You'd be like, "Oh, I remember that joke from the first one. Oh, I remember that joke from the first one." And it does that way too much. Almost every joke feels like a callback. There's a couple new ones, and this is the funniest thing is like my dad always knew uh the the jokes, always like said these jokes from what he thought was the first Airplane, and I said, no, Dad, that's from the sequel. And he was like, what? I've been quoting the sequel. And he rewatched it with me, and it was not his favorite, it was not my favorite. It had moments where I really really wanted to like it. I wanted to think it was really really funny. And I laughed more than he did anyway, but it was just not that good. It was just not that funny. It had moments where I'm just like, okay, this is not that good. Like this should have been a lot better, you know? Um, but, you know, the idea of the movie, so to give you, the plot, I guess, is that Ted Stryker still hasn't gotten over Macho Grande, and he has tried to. There was like a test. There was a test flight that he was doing for a spaceship, and did not it did not go well. He went under pressure. He started kind of cracking up and going insane, apparently, and he ended up going into the nut house. Meanwhile, they are getting ready to actually fly some people to the moon. So, which is funny because we've gotten up there, but we up to the crack of space, but we haven't flown anybody to the moon yet, except for astronauts, So, but this is like a bunch of people, I guess, paid to go up to the moon, including having a dog. I never like having dogs in these things. They freak me out. There's one point where they're trying to make a joke where he is like, nope, he has to be put down, and they take a gun and shoot the dog. And I just about lost it. Like, almost wanted to just quit that movie right then and there. I was like, that's not cool. And then they were like, oh, we're just kidding. Yeah, it was blanks. And the dog came back up, you know. And I was like, okay, that was a dumb, like, that's not a very funny joke to me. Especially dog lovers would hate that scene. But people who don't like dogs might think it's funny. I don't know. But it was, I don't know. So like that was like one of the more original jokes, and that just goes to show you what kind of movie it is. So it has a lot of parodies of Star Wars and was it 2001 A Space Odyssey is the main thing. It's got references to Star Trek and a bunch of other stuff because there's also, you know what, there's so many cameos in it I can't even describe. So there's people in it that I was shocked that were in it, like George Wendt. I was like, is that George Wendt? Yep, that was George Wendt. Was that Pat Sajak? You know, I knew it had William Shatner because I looked it up before it got there, and I was like, ah, William Shatner's in this movie. That's pretty cool. Rip Torn's in the movie. Um, let's see, a bunch of fantastic actors from the original, like Peter Graves and as Captain Over. There's Over, Unger, and Dunn, and that's one of the funny bits that my dad remembers. Also, my dad remembers the funny bit of on the uh Andy went to pieces bit on the um at the court. The court stuff could have been funnier, honestly. And they had Raymond Burr like as the judge. That was pretty cool. I kind of wish maybe they probably wanted him as the uh lawyer, but because of Perry Mason, he may not have been allowed to. I don't know. Um, but it was really cool to see him as the judge. Uh, I mean, it had the original cast too. It had Julie Haggerty and Robert Hayes in it. They came back for the movie. The writers and directors of it, the ZAZ guys, did not come back. In fact, I heard that they had said in a commentary for the original Airplane that they have not seen the sequel yet and don't plan to. And I don't know if they ever did or not. Um, I would imagine that they wouldn't want to because it is not, and they didn't have anything to do with it, and it was just you know, they didn't probably really want it to happen, but like they have no control. Paramount owns the airplane stuff. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake this in some way or another, but like I'm kind of glad because I just don't think I don't. After watching this movie, I realized that those guys are really good at that stuff, and even like Naked Gun 33 and a third, great title, but I felt like it missed the mark a lot, and the sequels aren't as good as the originals, and this movie is no exception. It's a 3.5 star movie to me, which means it's a little bit more than good, but it's not very good. It's trying to go toward that. But it should have been so much better. But I am happy having the 4K of it. And I got this from Kino Lorber. They had a sale for 50% off, so I had to grab it because I knew I was going to review it. And so I did that. And I'll tell you this, it's got commentary by Mike White of the Projection Booth podcast. Now, I see his name on almost all the Kino Lorber newer stuff and everything. I don't know what qualifies him, to do this, but I'm anxious to hear one of his commentaries at some point. Audio commentary by television writer, showrunner Patrick Walsh, and theatrical trailer. I didn't see that on the 4K, so it might be on the Blu-ray, but also maybe on the 4K. I just didn't see it. Yeah, there's the 4K and the Blu-ray, and it does not have a reversible slip on it. Yeah, it doesn't have a reversible slip. So what you see is what you get. So you get that like that, and it's the same right here. So they didn't update the I think this is the original. I don't like this. This is very confusing. This is like the most confusing thing. It says something about Christmas. I don't think it even takes place in Christmas. So I guess the cover is even a parody or something because it says for the ride of your life, all you need for Christmas are your two front seats. What? I guess that was the joke on the cover. Even the cover was trying to be funny. I don't know. It was it was okay. Like it wasn't terrible. I laughed a lot more than I thought I would. Um, but yeah, it's not a movie I'm gonna watch over and over and over again at all. Like it's definitely not up there. It's not up there with the original, but it's hard to like. The original is a classic. The original is a 5 star movie to me. Like this definitely could not get there. Like I wanted it to be at least a 4 star movie, but a 3.5 is much as good as I'm gonna give it. And that's actually probably giving it too much credit because it's not as funny as it should be, and they tried. I'm not kidding. There's a attempt at a joke every minute, like the movie, but most of the time they just fall flat. Maybe you smile, but you don't laugh, and that's you know, that's my thing. Now, if you love this movie, it's one of your favorites. Sorry, I mean we don't have to agree on everything. There's gonna be some times where some people are gonna like the movie and I'm gonna not like it. There's gonna be times where I love a movie and people hate it, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Um, but this is how I truly feel about it. So I am happy to have it. I'm happy to own it. I'm happy you guys are able to hear me talk about it, but all in all, I don't recommend it necessarily. So if you get a chance to check it out, definitely do. Especially if you can get it for half off or something from the Kino sales, I definitely recommend getting it. I just if you're expecting it to be like laugh out loud funny, like the original, you're just sadly gonna be mistaken. So anyway, with that, I guess that's it for this rewatch and review. Next week will be the season finale. Not next week, next month will be the season finale, where I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna be doing, but I have a really fun one that I can't wait to talk about. So until then, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back next month for a brand new episode. Until then, everybody, bye.